Hello, welcome back to freebassguitarlessons.com. I'm Scott Noftel. I'm going to be doing some exercises on right hand technique today. I always get requests and emails show me how to pluck with my right hand or left hand, depending on whether you're right or left-handed. So we're going to be covering that today. You may notice that the video is a little fuzzy because I'm using my webcam as the primary video, and I've got the finger cam for my right hand. So that's the high def video today. So that's the one I'm going to be using. I can go back and forth there. Right hand technique, obviously very important. A lot of people concentrate on the left hand technique, but the right hand technique's has at least half to do with your bass playing. There's some unbelievable players out there, all with different right hand techniques. If you want to listen to some music with a guy that's got unbelievable right hand technique, listen to some Iron Maiden. I'm actually not the biggest Iron Maiden fan, but the bass player Steve Harris, do a Google search for him, Steve Harris. He's got a right hand that is just like a trick hammer. I believe he uses all four of his fingers, definitely the first three, and he's kind of like, he does some of the... That's almost one of their songs. I honestly don't know how he keeps it up, but what I'm going to be teaching you is stock bass technique. I would call it stock bass technique. It's two fingers, index finger and the middle finger. I'll do the middle finger that way, not the other way. And so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to switch to the right hand cam. Turn my bass up here. I'm getting a little bit of a buzz. So when I play, I generally rest my thumb on the E string or on the pickup, because if I'm playing on the E string, you can't rest your thumb on the E string and play on the E string at the same time. And when going down to play on the G string, I will generally move my thumb down to the A string. So here. When I'm playing up here. And the reason that you do that is because if you're playing the G string and you don't have anything muting the A string, the A string here is going to start to ring. And you're going to get a ring. So it's better to be muting it. That way, I'll turn around here. My thumb is muting the A string and the E string at the same time. I have it kind of wedged right in there. The great player Jaco Pastorius, he was a proponent of keeping these two fingers, I'm trying to find the camera right here, these two, resting on the strings to do some muting. I generally don't do that. I didn't start doing that. It's too late for me to change now, but it is a great technique if you can do it. So he'd always have these two strings on. Sorry, these two fingers on, and you also have a much lighter attack like that. I tend to let my third and fourth finger just kind of do what they want. They're flailing all about there. That's the way that I started playing again, and that's the way I'm going to keep going. The one thing that you want to do, that you want to avoid, is plucking the strings. It's more of a sweeping motion. So I'm going to go down here, and it's more of a rather than this. That's kind of a plucking motion. A lot of bass players do play like that, and they're very successful at doing it. But I don't recommend it. I think that if you just kind of keep your fingers in a sweeping motion, the reason is that you're using this knuckle and this knuckle rather than all four of your knuckles at the same time. So these two knuckles right here generally aren't really working. It's mostly just, I'm getting confused here with my own camera. It's mostly just like this rather than, so if you ever pretended you're walking along the street with your fingers, that's what it is. All right. No knees, so to speak. Okay. So on the lesson, you're going to see some notation, and I'm going to go through it with you. I've got a metronome here. I'm going to start it. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it's killing my ears. The metronome's set at 72 beats per minute, and it's a very simple exercise. You go through each string. You start with quarter notes, eighth notes, triplets, 16th notes, 16th note triplets, and then 32nd notes if you can handle it. We'll even see if I can possibly play the 32nd notes with any accuracy today. I'm going to give it my best shot. So quarter notes, simply one beat one note per beat. Okay, just like that. So I'm going to go through the whole exercise. It goes through E string, A string, D string, E string, and then back again. Here we go. 3, 4. So two things you're going to notice right away. Turn my metronome off. That I'm not going like this with one finger or two fingers. I'm alternating. I think there was one time when I didn't alternate, but I'm alternating my fingers. I'm playing kind of on the back pickup because the strings are more taut back here, and doing an exercise like this, it's a little bit easier. The string is more taut rather than a lot less fret buzz. And I kind of have what's called a heavy attack with my right hand, which means that I generally play the strings with a lot of downforce. That's, again, just the way I play. But let's try the next one. The next one is eighth notes. Turn my metronome back on. 3, 4. Okay, triplets. And let's try 16th notes. 4. No, that's triplets. 3, 4. Now I have to think about this. 16th note triplets. That's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm wasting time here because now I gotta go for the 30-second notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I can't even say it. It's too fast. Here we go. 3, 4. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about as fast as I can go trying to maintain any accuracy. Let me turn my metronome off here. Go back to camera 2. And hopefully you found that useful. It's you don't have to try and go for the 30-second notes. It's just something to solidify your right hand technique, to move across each string. You'll notice when I was jumping strings, things probably broke apart a little bit because jumping strings and playing that fast, it's almost impossible to get all over the place like that. But it's just, again, just something for your right hand and something that you can do every day, and do it with a metronome. I can't stress that enough, because if you don't do it with a metronome, you're going to get, you're going to get all over the place, and you're not going to be very accurate with it. So do what I did, set the metronome at a low tempo, 72. If you want to try and start getting faster, maybe set the metronome, instead of tick, 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 set it a little faster, and then do the eighth note so that the metronome is tick, 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 tick. That's just an eighth note. Tick, 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 tick. Okay. So you don't have to be trying to figure out how to delineate those notes there. So that's the lesson for the right hand technique. If you liked it, please click the like button. I would really appreciate that, and we will see you next time. Thank you.